Hello and a very warm welcome. I'm Ruchi Sharma. We saw NFTs booming in 2021, but the scenario changed in 2022. What is the relevance of NFT? How can you mint an NFT and how can you profit from an NFT? And what is the buzz around Web 3.0? To answer these questions, we have very special guests with us, Priya Suhag, Head of Strategy, CrossTower, and Amit Arora, Head of Growth and Partnership, CrossTower. Priya and Amit, a very warm welcome to CryptoTV.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So there's a lot of buzz around Web 3.0. I want you to explain how is it different from the previous versions?
Right. So, we had Web 1.0,
Yeah.
2.0, 3.0. Web 1.0 was just read. Web 2.0 was read, write, and to an extent engage, which is what Instagram, Facebook is. Web 3.0 has read, write, engage, deploy, and a lot more components, which I'll get to, but it is basically an enhanced version of Web 2.0. Now, Web 3.0 has 4 components, and they're usually, if you just hear the sound of it, sound like negative connotations, but permissionless, trustless, censorship-proof, and the last one is composable. And now it sounds bad, but it's not. Permissionless means anyone can have access to it. Anybody that's interacting with an open blockchain can have access to it. That's what permissionless means. Trustless sounds bad, but it actually means cutting out an intermediary, and it's actually on an auditable software, which is blockchain technology. If one block doesn't get authenticated, you can't move to the next block, right? So it's on an auditable software. The third part is censorship proof. What that means, it's peer-to-peer, it's borderless, and not tethered to a geolocation.
Okay.
And so remittances, etc. Somebody sending money from outside a different country, they don't have to pay so much money that it's lost just, to send the money or deploy that. The last one is composable. What that means is anyone can read, write, deploy a code, right, on smart contracts.
Okay.
And that's what composable means.
So there are a lot of advantages to it.
100%. It sounds bad, but there are a lot of advantages to it, yes.
That's the technical part. I'll go to the very basic questions about NFT. What, how, how can you mint an NFT and how can you profit from it? How do you create an NFT?
See, NFTs, I'd say we've been listening about NFTs left, right, center, but NFTs come as a part of a project. NFTs, we've been thinking about NFTs and we've been talking about NFTs as a ticket to the Metaverse. Metaverse is a whole new game plan altogether where a parallel universe is being created with the ethos of a particular person or a particular identity. And the whole development takes in that Metaverse, and the NFTs are like these tickets which allow you to access these Metaverse altogether. And when we talk about these individual NFTs, they can be minted on different blockchains. At CrossTower, we've got multiple number of blockchain options, Ethereum, Ripple, Algorand. You can go on naming them. We've developed the technology for a user to come onto our platform to choose a project where Priya helps designing the project from conceptualization to executing that. Bases the ethos of what person is coming onto the platform.
Right.
We ideate with him, sit down with them, jot down the points. What's the idea of getting into Metaverse? And basis that, we give them a white glove service of minting these NFTs, marketing it, and taking it to the public.
Right. So what are the blockchains that are driving the NFT universe? And I also want to ask you, why is Ethereum the most loved when it comes to NFTs?
Right. So I'm going to take a step back and amplify what Amit already said. So NFTs at the grassroots level, non-fungible token, it's about ownership,
Right.
it's about IP, it's about ownership infrastructure, and now it's emerging into Web3 social component, where people will be able to not only own, but also interact and be able to give feedback. And we've seen Web3 component come into a lot of marketplaces. We're developing it too. Now, when you're talking about blockchains in NFTs, these projects, all projects at grassroots level, is started through some technology. For example, I go on Adobe and I design what my project will be. Now, they're all built, some are built on Ethereum, some are built on Solana, Algorand, XRP is coming up in a huge way. They're doing some incredible work there, right. Poly. So with all this being said, at the grassroots level, from the creator standpoint, they're building it up on different blockchains. Now, Ethereum is so popular more from a market share perspective. They did it first, and they built out a whole ecosystem of developers, creators, buyers, and have really kickstarted that ecosystem. Ethereum is wonderful, it's amazing, but like everything, there are some pros and there are some cons, right? Really high gas fee kind of deters people from using and minting only on ETH. There are cheaper options, and that's why we're becoming multi-chain capable.
Right. Okay, so recently we saw BAYC, Bored Ape Yacht Club, they launched their virtual land sale, other side, on Ethereum. And this question is to you, Amit. Priya, I think I shall direct this question to you. So, Ethereum crashed because there were so many transactions, and it also led to, higher gas fees.
Right.
Higher, where people actually paid more gas fee than they paid for the land. And now after that, BAYC has announced that they are going to probably shift to Polygon.
Right.
What is your take, and what do you think, what do we learn from this?
Right. So number one, I think whenever we're developing any kind of technology, we have to think about stress test analysis in terms of, if I am expecting 100,000 people, I should also be thinking, what if I get 100 million people? Literally, those kind of stress test analysis need to be done. Now, when it comes to Ethereum, we actually provide service. A part of our white glove is when our creator is like, oh my God, gas fee is $120 to mint one. We're like, no. We'll tell you the time slot when you should mint it. And that person will end up minting it for $42, maximum $80. So it's like a supply and demand kind of a situation. When there's very high traffic, there's very high gas fees. And herd mentality happened. Everybody went in at the same time, and it led to very high gas fee. There are many different ways where a creator does not have to pay gas fees. And we have those optionalities on ours, where the creator pays no gas fee. And the buyer at the time of minting is the one who bears the cost, and it's built into the cost of the NFT.
I think that will be a very attractive feature for
the buyers. In fact, we've been doing rounds all across India, and there've been artists from the grassroots, from the rural side of India, who are willing to showcase their work. In fact, we are taking these work, picking these up, NFTizing them. NFTizing is the word we've been using these days, and showcasing it to the world.
Right.
So imagine a rural artist who's sitting on the far corners of India. We pick up the work, we know it's authentic, it's genuine. We take away the middleman, and we showcase it to the world, and the money flows directly into the bank account of that particular user. So this is actually the new age technology, which I think in the next 6 months to 12 months is going to take over e-commerce in a particular way. I'm not against shopping. I love shopping on the internet as well, but NFTizing any product gives it authenticity,
of course,
and it gives that legitimacy to that product. And the world knows that if this product is come from a blue ticked or a verified user on a authentic platform, this is the thing I can buy, and it can change hands over a period of time as well.
So, Amit, there are a lot of NFT marketplaces. How will CrossTower be different from others, and what different are you going to offer to buyers and sellers? Okay,
I will take the first part of this question and let her take the second part. See, CrossTower as an organization has 4 different pillars. CrossTower is an exchange. CrossTower does mining. CrossTower does lending, asset management, and then an NFT marketplace. Although these 4 pillars are related to each other, but they work as an individual ecosystem as well. We've got dedicated teams for each and every vertical that we are running. CrossTower NFT marketplace is one of the best marketplaces across the globe because of primarily 2 reasons. I've been doing my research. A lot of people are just talking about the drops. A lot of these marketplaces are just openly going and saying, hey, give me a product, I'm going to NFTize that. Give me a t-shirt, I'm going to NFTize that. Whereas we at CrossTower, we are thinking about the ecosystem to develop it for the next 3 to 5 to 7 years, so that any developer or any creator who's coming onto our platform has this as a recurring stream of revenue for him, and not a short-term cash grab.
Of course.
So we are giving this white glove services to every user who is coming onto us, advising them from conceptualization to taxation. We've got in-house fund management teams who can, actually the products they're giving us, how to, replicate different ideas out of it, how to project it into the market. I don't think anybody else in the industry is doing that. It's just an open marketplace everywhere where you come in, you upload whatever you want to. There's no check. We curate every single thing that goes onto the marketplace.
Right.
We see the longevity of it, how it's going to trade over a period of time. Besides that, another big feature that CrossTower has brought to Indian markets is, since, as I just mentioned, we have 4 different verticals, we are doing all NFT trading only in INR. We are not touching crypto as of now. So all NFT buying and selling is going to happen via INR. Users can buy it via their credit cards, debit cards, bank account linkages, UPIs, and so many other ways. And the sellers will get transferred money into fiat. So at CrossTower, we have developed this unique thing that we can help out the
That's
users
great.
at. Yeah.
I think that's why this will actually make CrossTower stand out.
I think so, and I think when we are going to these creators, we are already standing out. We've got an excellent team in the US. They are already 3 to 5 years ahead of us in terms of ideas and conceptualization. And I think that's making a lot of difference for us.
In fact, I wanted to talk about ideas. Like there are a lot of types of NFTs, music NFTs, experiential NFTs. If you could really share with us your future projects, and do you have a target audience? As in, I've seen the NFT marketplace that only target towards, celebrities, sports persons. Do you have anything like this in your mind?
So I think taking a step back to what Amit said, right? NFT, I'm going to do a hand gesture, it's like this, right? You have an eBay or like an Amazon, it has a seller strategy, it has a buyer strategy, right? And then you put that up again. For it to truly be successful, you need a financial ecosystem and you need a very heavy tech ecosystem. Because we have all these other pillars, we're able to enable both sides. Now, when you talk about projects, the ethos of NFT is to enable any creator and to essentially bring them on. They can generate revenue in secondary marketplace, and even those who are owners can make money in perpetuity. Now, projects can be dynamic from music, movies, domain names are a big one, play-to-earn games, sports. And sports are on 3 layers. There's the league level, there's the team level, and then lastly, the player level, right? And then you have apparel. Retail is going to be a huge, huge use case. Real estate is going to be a huge use case. Now, on our NFT marketplace, the kind of projects we're bringing on is anything that is a project that has some ethos of NFT, that has phases, not just like 1,000 drop. No, where is this going? You have 1,000, you have some membership into second phase, third phase. Are you going all the way up to Metaverse? Those are some of the projects that we're bringing on. So it is across all artistic domains. It is across all viable use cases. It's anything that people want to have ownership of.
Okay, great. But as a buyer, how do you make money? And as a trader, how do you make money?
So as a buyer, I'd say you have to look into the project first. What's the overall timeline of the project? Get in early, get your account whitelisted, pick up the first drops. Then when you see the second phase or the third phase of the project coming up and you see the project is moving into the right direction, the NFTs start trading again and again. As a marketplace, we are developing this ecosystem for every project that we are bringing on, that we are creating a proper project plan from day 1 to day 2 to day 3, so that people who are invested on day 1 would have that opportunity of moving out on day 2 at a profit, and then again investing in day 3 in a different phase altogether.
Right.
So you start trading these NFTs over a period of time, basis the project timeline, and that's where you make a lot of money.
Wow. So Priya, this is a very interesting question that I want to ask you. I think it is interesting to me. I hope it's interesting to you also. So I read this somewhere that NFT space is 80% male dominated.
Yes.
So what's your take on this? And are you going to change this through your platform? Are you going to just change, increase the percentage of women dominance in NFT?
I mean, just look at us now. There's 2 to 1.
I know that.
But I think there is a huge disparity. And we saw that in Web 2.0 as well, right? Silicon Valley, as much as we have women presence there, we don't have as much as we should. There is a huge disparity. And foundationally, it was set not by women. We just grabbed offices after the fact. Here, for the first time, and it's a really good time for women, and I have a huge initiative called Women in Crypto, where women should jump in at the foundational level. We are so early, we're just scratching the surface. This way we help build the building. we design our own offices and we figure out what the hell we want to do. Pardon me, we can retake that. But that's literally the grassroots level, right? There is a huge disparity. And you see that in spaces where there's math or tech, because fundamentally there's biases that we can do that, but we can do anything we want. So yeah.
So you
I'll further to that. I mean, I've been working with her on all the projects. The kind of power she brings into the project, the kind of understanding, not only her, our co-founder, Kristen, the kind of inputs that we get from all the women in our team are amazing and fantastic. And all my heart out to all the women who are looking forward to join CrossTower. We have an excellent ecosystem that we're building towards empowering all the women who are looking forward to enter into the space.
More power to women.
Yes, certainly.
Okay, so in the current the current setup in the Indian market, who do you think will be the buyer and who will be the seller? If I talk about around NFTs.
Okay. See, sellers can be anybody from, I was just interestingly having a conversation the other day. Sellers can be anybody who have content with them. Imagine a band playing in the club right next the next corner to your house, and they're creating music on the go every single day. This content belongs to them and is usually in the past has been taken away from them, or has been monetized in so many different ways. Once they create an NFT of it with their name tag associated with it, this belongs to them for the lifetime. So any musician, artist sitting on the roadside, developing any artwork, to any artist who's doing this for a while and a very renowned name, everybody has a market space in the NFT segment. To the celebrities who have millions and millions of followers and would want to interact with their fan base as well, keep them together. All of them have content which is original and can be NFTized. On the buyer side, this is a very interesting way of looking at things. There can be people who have use cases of these NFTs. For example, I just mentioned a band who's creating music. There can be a back-end buyer of it who buys this music, uses it in music reels, in commercials. They can be just admirers of the work, and they would want to own it and play it later multiple number of times, or could do something with it. The buyers are endless, and the sellers are also unique and endless. Think of it as something which is changing hands, and people who are creating original content are actually getting paid for it. So, I mean, endless use cases. Not only art and music. There is cinema. There is shipping. There is alcohol. You name the industry, things can be NFTized.
Of course. So what we know about I think the biggest attraction around NFTs is that you get ownership, but we also know you don't get 100% ownership. So at your platform, will the sellers be designing how much they want to, what will be the percentage, or you have set rules or something?
No, so the CrossTower as a marketplace is very flexible. In terms of ownership, any project has different NFT segments. NFTs usually exchange hand at 100%. So for example, we have a picture of you, you sign it, you're a celebrity yourself, and you have to connect to your fans, giving it back to your fans. One way of doing it is you take a single picture, you segregate it into 100 different pieces and distribute it to 100 people. Those 100 people will have part ownership of that picture that you segregated. And the other way of doing is doing one of these images that you would want to give back to your fans. So both these options are available.
Okay. Can you explain the concept of Figital?
Yes. Figital is the new word. Been there in the US for a while. Again, I got a download from Priya every time that's the advantage I'd say we have at CrossTower. We have a global team and we keep learning new things, whatever's happening in the world. Figital is something which is a mixture of physical and digital. So any NFT which can be shipped to the user. Again, I'll explain this with an example. An artist who's created a painting, he signs it in a physical world. When you buy an NFT of it, which is the digital piece, you both get the digital artifact plus the physical artifact is shipped to you. So the overall use case is called Figital.
Right.
Yeah.
So recently we have also read a lot of articles which says the NFT sales volume have dropped by 92%, which is a big a cause of stress, I would say, for us at least. Do you think the scenario changing, and do you think NFTs are actually a trend maybe, or a fad, and it will fizzle out?
I think when you look at S&P 500, or the stock market in general, that anything that's been around for a long time and you take a step back, it's always an upward trending line.
Right.
But you keep zooming in and you keep zooming in, you'll see volatility in that line.
Right.
We haven't even scratched the surface. All we see right now is volatility, right? But 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the line, when we go back, we'll also see an upward trending line with volatility in the middle. Now with NFTs and sales dropping, what is happening is there were a lot of fads, and truth be told, a lot of them will disappear. What we'll start to see is anything where people derive value in terms of utility, experiences, and ownership. Those are the ones that will stay. And anything that gets future-proofed and people get access to something in the future, in the Web 3.0 space, it's like, think of a Willy Wonka golden ticket from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, especially from a celebrity's perspective. If you can have access to the super exclusive club, that's what you want to be part of. Bored Ape Yacht Club, why do people want it? Because Justin Bieber's in it. So, who wouldn't? But even within that, if they're not doing some good in the ecosystem, if they're not governance tokens or social tokens, that will fizzle out too. So how do you stay competitive? You do collabs, you do partnerships. Media companies are doing stream to earn, play to earn, play now, pay later, like buy now, pay later. There are a lot of trends that will emerge that will be more longevity focused.
And the markets are projected to be at 80 billion in the coming years. So the numbers are, I know the markets is dwindling as of now, but it's with any asset class or any market, you'd say.
So Amit, if I'm a businessman, and I want a businesswoman, and I want to, do business and make money through NFTs, via NFTs, but I don't know how to make a wallet.
Okay.
How would you?
We in India we run a crypto care number. You can log on to crosstower.com and you'll have the number for all the questions. Otherwise, it's very simple. You go on to, for every blockchain there are wallets. At CrossTower, we are building our own wallet as well. So it's as easy as uploading a couple of documents, going click and go, and you have a wallet ready. It's no science fiction. It's just basic understanding of where you put your name details, and you enter into either a MetaMask wallet or a CrossTower wallet or a Wallet Connect, which gives you options of connecting so many different payment gateways, and leading up to buying or selling an NFT.
So I just want to make it clear, NFT and crypto are completely separate.
Yeah.
And at the foundational level, only commonality is blockchain.
Correct.
Right.
NFTs can be bought and sold purely by fiat, which is INR, USD. We have multiple currencies we support. Now, somebody coming in, they can straight up buy with INR. Why you connect a wallet is also from a storage of your digital artifact perspective, right? It sits, you have a unique wallet code. We at CrossTower pride ourselves that we handhold people. If you are confused about something, not only do we have FAQs, how-to videos, CrossTower classrooms, but we also help people. So you want to connect your MetaMask, somebody will literally get on the phone with you and help you do it.
Yep.
It takes less than 2 minutes to do it.
Yep.
Actually, it is that easy.
It is that easy. It's just overwhelming. What you don't know, you don't know.
On it says, are you 13 years or older? So it's actually really easy.
Okay, so you mentioned 13 years old, and we've actually read about a lot of 13-year NFT millionaires, teenager. But recently I just read about something, a new app coming up who are targeting children 3 and plus.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're not doing that yet. I do want them to play outside too. So yeah.
Our projects are very curated, and we are very specific to targeting the KYC customers. With everything happening around the ecosystem, we want to be sure that we are 100% regulatory, and we are catering to everything that's required in the field in that segment.
Okay, so music industry payments in royalties, how will it be taken care by NFTs?
So, you asked the question earlier, how do you make money?
Right.
And this is both from creators as well as buyers. Creators, when they come in, they think of product, pricing, packaging, marketing. And within the pricing comes like, are you going to do an open where you just keep it open? I put it at $20, people can come and bid and it goes up. Do you do a list price where a t-shirt is for 40 rupees, you take it and it's yours? When you're doing stuff like that, there's a component where you mark your royalty. Do you want 5, 10, 20%? Now, if you do that, they make money in perpetuity. If the royalty is too high, people are like, I don't want to buy this, you know? So there are different components because you're paying this artist in perpetuity. So similarly in music, because the IP is still with the person, if they're selling the IP rights, they should be, you know, getting money in perpetuity. But if they're not selling IP rights, but they're like multiplying it and doing like bundles, that way they can charge lower royalty and people can have ownership to their music. I think there's a misconception that if you're selling a music NFT, that you're owning entire IP. That's actually a misnomer.
So a lot of people do think that you get copyright rights and you get IP rights.
This has been a pressing issue where growing up, I've read so many news articles where royalties been not paid in time, not paid in time, or maybe, you know, just missed altogether. But once you get this industry on the blockchain, there's no missing that. So that's a guarantee.
If the agreement is made on smart contract and it's structured in a way where the artist gets royalty, it is non-fungible. They get paid. There is no room for error or issues. As we see sometimes in Hollywood, you know, an artist gets stuck with an agency or, you know, music label and they don't get paid. Here, if it's a smart contract deployment, it's set in stone. Nobody can like mess that up.
Non-fungible.
Okay. Right. So we have also seen, you know, cases where, you know, there's been fake art or copied art, or there has been problem of wash trading and rug pulls. Does CrossTower have a solution for that?
Yes. Every single project or every single listing that comes onto our platform, there's a specific curation bench that is set aside in the background. Before we list anything on the platform, it goes through that rigorous curation model. Where does it fit into? What's the project plan? As I mentioned earlier, we are not doing cash grabs or we're not doing, you know, one of the road NFTs. We are doing project plans.
Right.
And that's what we believe in, that every single investor who's coming to us is in for the long run. And we are here to stay for a longer duration. So, I mean, every project or every art piece or every NFT that is listed on our platform is properly curated, is verified, and only then it goes onto the platform.
Right. So that is a closed model that we have because we want to be exclusive, regulatory, and we want to be very careful that we don't have issues like that. However, to be able to cater to the masses, which we should, right, we will open it up. Yep. We are working out all the processes and controls in the back end so that we do not have instances where, for example, in my own wallet, I had some things I will not name and I will not name the marketplace, but they went missing. So I reached out to the help desk and I'm like, hey, this went missing. They're like, please contact the artist. The artist doesn't exist. So to be able to like not do that, we are not opening our marketplace just for anybody to come and mint. We're taking on only projects that we know, you know, we have a very strong legal side too.
That's great. So this is the question to both of you. How do you see NFT and Metaverse collaborating? What's the future of that?
That is the next step, right? NFTs are nothing but a gateway to Metaverse. So think about going to AMC or PVR here, right? And you show a ticket and you get into the theater.
Right.
Similarly, or a membership to a club. You have different clubs here. You have in Bombay, you have US Club, you have Soho House, all of this. Imagine having that ticket that gives you exclusivity. Like you enter the club and you have experiences with that. You can shop, you can engage, you know, you can do so many things. So NFT is just a gateway into Metaverse, into that particular space, and to be able to engage on different levels. Some are very exclusive, some are not, etc., etc. Also, the way influencing will happen and the way advertisement will happen will change very drastically. That's why Coca-Cola, you know, Nike, everybody has bought land on Decentraland, Sandbox. Some are creating their own metaverses. So that's how we will see the whole space evolve.
In my opinion, we saw it during the COVID times, the pandemic times, that we were all sitting at home doing it via Zoom. That was again a Web 2.0 experience where you know, you could see the other person on the internet, and imagine the same thing happening in a conference room where you are Web 3.0 putting on your AR VR headset. I know I'm talking about a far-fetched dream, but not too far-fetched as well. You get to be more immersive, and I think we've already touched that space where we were at home for 2 years and literally, you know, speaking to the screens. Web 3.0, Metaverse, and NFTs are going to give you that enablement to speak to the other person sitting right across the other corner of the globe, as if you're sitting and chilling in the living room together. So that experience is going to be enabled and powered by NFTs leading into the metaverse.
I'll give you one example to close this thought, right? Apollo, which is one of the largest private equity, the CEO of Apollo gave an interview, and it said, why do we have deeds to real estate? It's ownership. But now that will move towards like a non-fungible token that shows and proves your ownership. But how does that translate to metaverse? How do you sell? How do people view, interact? How are they able to like, I'm sitting here, I want to buy a property in Dubai. I want to be, before I even fly, if it's worth my time, go check it out. You do it over there,
Right.
in metaverse.
And how do you see the future of NFTs in India?
NFTs are booming, will keep on booming. And I mean, we've been doing rounds. Priya has been here from the US meeting all the creators that we have. And we've been getting a lot of positive response. And we hope to translate that into what we project to the audience.
I think we're a very underrepresented community. And the funny part is we're actually the most digitally native, young, and English speaking.
Yep.
With that being said, the potential here is extremely untapped. All big companies are realizing that. That's why they're all opening back-end offices here. Most blockchain developers are out of India. Now, with that being said, a lot of blockchain companies, right, the big blockchains like XRP, Ripple, Poly, Solana, all these people, they are going down to the grassroots level of developer community and enabling them. And guess where it's happening? It's happening in India. And once we actually understand in India, because like most of us are engineers, I'm a field engineer, right? We actually understand the technology that's driving this ecosystem. We're not just buying into a fad. People actually can understand, oh wow, blockchain. Okay, this is the ecosystem. Cardano does this, Terra does that. So the potential is huge. And NFT, I can just tell you, like, I've been here for 2.5 weeks and I can't wait to move back because the opportunity is endless.
Wow. Thank you so much, Priya, and thank you so much, Amit, for giving us your valuable time. It was a pleasure talking to both of you.
Likewise. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this special segment of Digitally Unplugged. This is Ruchi Sharma signing off. Do like, share, and subscribe to CryptoTV. Have a great day.